a really strong message that came through in hypno yesterday was like, your parents can accept you without completely understanding you. Those two things don't need to be mutually exclusive. One gets to exist without the other. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on right now. I can feel it.
Yeah.
A lot of activation, a lot of like waking up and being awake between 1 and 3, a lot of crying.
It's popping off right now. I'm Bethany, and this is Life.ing. I guide women back to themselves through grounded spiritual practices and honest conversations about what it actually takes to build a life that feels like yours. This isn't another self-help podcast. It's a space for women who are tired of knowing what needs to change, but not changing it. We talk about devotion, self-trust, and what happens when you finally stop abandoning yourself. If you're in the middle season between who you were and who you're becoming, welcome home. Hello, loves, and welcome to our very first Sunday service here on season 3 of Life.ing. Please, everyone, round of applause for our girlie Natasha, who is back with us for our special series where we talk about life, everything that's coming up for us, so you don't feel alone and have a space to connect within this wild, wild world that we're in right now. So welcome back, Tosh.
Woo! Yay! Welcome back to you.
Oh my gosh, I know. We have had a whirlwind of a time. We have had a time.
We did some journeying at the same time.
Oh, that's right. We closed the season traveling during Mercury Retrograde. I think we need to rewind a little bit.
Yeah. Why did we do that? I mean, you were okay, no?
I was fine, but I did I was doing a lot of magic, a lot of energy work, a lot of manifesting beforehand where I was like, not on this trip. I cannot. I'm
going to have to study at your feet because obviously you know what happened to me. 7 days later, I reached my destination.
My gosh, I know. I saw your posts and your stories and I was like, oh no.
Yeah, I had not been consecutively awake for that long since a long time ago, and I was like, oh, I don't miss this feeling. It was traumatic. It was also very cute to see people like band together in a crisis, because obviously you're like this big group who's just been waiting for 1,000 years, getting put on a plane and then taken off the plane, then on the plane, then off the plane, and then they're like, we're going to put you in a hotel. Actually, no, we're not. We're going to keep you in the airport. And we were all just like, what is happening? And people were like very, very sweet. But I also think it's interesting because I guess being a Cancer rising, people kind of go, oh, she's friendly, and they share with me and they talk to me and stuff. But I also hit a point where I'm like, everybody better shut the fuck up and stop talking to me, because I absolutely have hit a limit. And I need to go away. And people continue to try and bond with me. And I was like, guys, it's like 4:30 a.m. at this point. Like, if I don't eat an egg bite from Starbucks and curl up underneath my hood, I'm going to be weeping in the airport. It's not what I want for myself. It's not what I want.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, from the day that you left to the day that you actually got there, it took you like an extra week.
It was like 2 days. It was 2 days of travel when it should have been. But can I say one thing?
But still,
that
looked
and
chaotic.
Also, it took 2 days, but also I was actually meant to leave a day before I did anyway. It was three canceled flights all up. It was a lot. It was a hullabaloo. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Wow. That's why I really should have. Next time I'm going to be asking you for your tips and tricks for travel protection.
I've got you. I've got all the tips and tricks. They've gotten me through some wild things.
I bet. You know, when when things start to happen and you start to go, am I meant to be going? Like,
right? Is this flight going to make it?
And I start, and of course it's like, during the flight, the war started. I was like, is this what? Like, this is a lot.
You heard that over the intercom? Did you hear it at your airport too? They're like, so we're going to have to cancel all these flights because of what just happened. I was like, oh my gosh.
No, they told, I found out on arrival, but I can't imagine what that was like. Holy shit. Crazy. What are we, 3 months in? Three and a bit months in? Whew. Boy.
Okay, 2026. You know, I remember one time thanks to all of my magic tricks. Literally. It was Christmas Eve, or was it Christmas Day? It might have been Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. And me and my ex decided that year that we were just going to spend Christmas together. So we were flying to Mexico City for Christmas. And we're at the airport, which, by the way, flying out anywhere on Christmas Eve is like the dumbest thing you can do. Okay. Just if you can avoid it, please do. And so this is when I was living in San Diego. So the Tijuana airport is like 15 minutes from my house. So we're like, okay, we'll just fly out of TJ. We get to the TJ airport and it is utter chaos, like jam-packed. And of course, of all Christmases, this was the season where there was monsoon style weather, rain. All of the flights were getting canceled and we're just standing like sardines in this freaking airport, like, what are we gonna do? Because literally flight after flight after flight, just like back to back getting canceled. And I was like, yo, I mean, I already did what I could do with my magic. We're just gonna wing it and see what happens. Our flight was the last flight to get out.
Oh my God.
I don't know why they let us on or even decided to fly, but literally the last flight to get out. All the rest got canceled.
Holy shit, that's some divine protection.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. I was like, yo.
Planning all future travel with you, because at least if it goes bad, it's like good bad.
It's good bad. It might be a little crazy, but you know, you'll get there.
Good Lord. Okay, I want to know, like, if you could describe your experience. I want to say Finland. Am I saying the right thing? It was in Finland, right? Okay, good. Just checking. Me and geography, like, not the best of friends.
Same.
So if you could describe that experience in Finland in like 3 words, what would they be?
Ooh, I'm getting foundational, expansive, healing. You already know something needs to change. You've been thinking about it, circling it, waiting for the right moment. But the truth is, the right moment is the one where you decide. Elixir is my 8-week intensive where we rebuild your life so choosing yourself becomes your baseline. Not just once, every day. This isn't about more insight. It's about follow through, trusting yourself and acting on it. Doors are opening soon. You can join the waitlist in my show notes below.
Aww.
I'm actually drinking my half-calf coffee. We went to a swap meet at one point while I was there with my residency mates, and I got this mug.
Stop.
Isn't she so cute? It's like a little, what would you call this? Like a mustard speckled clay ceramic mug. And then it's got etched in it. They probably, looks like they burned it into the clay. It's like a little reindeer. I think that's like the fire element. And then there's like a compass and these little like tents or something. I don't know, but it's so cute. It's my Finland mug.
Cute. And then the handle looks like knuckle dusters. For everyone wondering.
This is definitely my mug. Yeah. So now before this, I have these amber colored glass mugs with dark green glass handles, like a whole set. But this is my mug and no one can touch it or I will hurt you.
I think it's really important for people with Cancerian placements to have a personal mug.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. 100%.
I just went and did pottery painting and I painted a mug. And now I'm waking up every morning like, when am I getting this? Because it's going to take 4 to 5 weeks apparently. And I'm like, I need that mug. Like it's a part of me. It's connected. I need to experience the mug. So I get it, babe. I get it.
It's so
I'm so happy for you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So that was like a little treat, it's a little side quest. But yeah, I feel like I'm still processing for those of you that are listening. I just got back, like a week and a half ago or so. And it's so funny. I've talked to a few people. They're like, tell me everything. And I'm like, I honestly don't have words. I don't know what just happened, but I feel so clear. I feel very, very clear. I feel very grounded. Very settled. Before I left, I felt this urgent, frantic energy all the time and a lot of forcing and pushing and overworking. And now I feel like I'm in this headspace where I'm like, what does Bethany want? And I ask that first before anything else. And
whoa,
that feels good. Yeah.
That's huge. And it's so interesting because sometimes it's not about coming back and being able to concisely explain all the up leveling and integration that you've done. And it is more like a felt sense and it's more somatic. So I think you just did a beautiful job of explaining.
Thank you. I do want to touch on this hot take.
Mhm.
This does really grind my gears because I don't even want to put this out there because it's just such great information for anybody that runs a business to integrate and add to their business. So you're welcome. The biggest issue that I have with retreats, anything of this sort where you're going off for an extended period of time, you have this life-changing, expansive breakthrough experience. You come home and then you're like, what do I do with all this? Right? There's no integration
Yeah.
period afterwards, right? There's no aftercare. It's like, okay, great. Thanks for coming. Bye. And you're just like, oh, where do I go from here? How do I incorporate everything that I experienced and I learned back into my everyday life? How do I meld the two? Because this is my reality, you know? And so I was in a group chat with a bunch of my residency mates and they were all just saying like, oh, I'm feeling so overwhelmed. And I was just like, I understand. And just talking them through with that space, which also probably isn't my job. But it was just like the fact that we were all feeling this way. I'm just like, I get it. I know. I understand. It's the most important part of it, I think, outside of anything else.
That is so interesting because I've always had a block with going to retreats because I think about that.
Yep.
And I go, this is going to be really, incredible, I'm sure. But how is it going to impact me long term is what I think about a lot. And so I can understand why it would I wonder if I'm sure it does happen, but to have a membership and then to do a retreat with the members of that membership, that in a way I can imagine
makes more sense.
Yeah, because then you can offer that aftercare. Oh, so interesting.
This makes me think about the people that do ayahuasca like 50,000 times, right?
Yeah.
Back to back to back over and over again. And I have such a gripe about that because you're not integrating what you're learning. You're just chasing the breakthrough. And that's the problem. If you actually took the time to bring this back and fold it into your life, I guarantee you wouldn't be doing this 500 times. Anyways.
Totally. No, I absolutely agree with that. And integration is so important. I think through learning hypno, I've been able to experience how important integration is because, whoa, we had our last class of session, level 2 on Sunday, and we kind of did.
Congrats.
Thanks. We've got graduation in 2 weeks. So cute.
Well, you are flying through. This is so much information.
I mean, we got taught so much. And when we kind of were doing a little wrap up of it on Sunday, and I was like, no wonder I feel the way I feel. And when I pull up notes before a session to be like, okay, let me just get a sort of summary of where this could go. This is what I have open. It's somatic notes, parts work notes, past life regression notes, entity removal notes, ET attachment notes, earthbound notes, DFE notes, inner child healing notes. That I have 12 Word documents open, and then I'm like, that's why I feel like this. That's why I feel like this. I just did probably 3 years of learning in 6 months. And my friend is about to study Reiki and she was like, do you want to do it? And I was like, I do. And then I woke up this morning and I was like, oh, but I'm not. Yeah. I would be doing myself a disservice because I am still so deeply in the integration. And isn't it so interesting how integration happens? It kind of, for me, a little bit happens and then I'm kind of tossed back into I feel like I don't know what I'm doing. And then a little bit more happens and I'm like, yeah, confident. And then it's like this cycle that just keeps going. Does that resonate?
Yes. No, 100%. This makes me think about the time that I was doing this ancestral healing group with this amazing woman who she's amazing. I'll have to send you her info. Anyways, I was doing this ancestral healing program with her. And during that time, it was the best experience I've ever had. But I also started SecM training. And it's just like another form of healing. And my ancestors got so pissed. They disconnected from me after I had all of these wild things happen, like the most wild experiences. And it was because I was taking on other things when I should have just been focused on this one thing. And I was like, okay, noted. I got to put this to the side. Let this wait. I'll come back to it when it's time. I need to focus on this and actually be present for this. And I ended up, like, I finished the psych training, but I haven't touched it since, which is really interesting that they were just like, that ain't it. But like,
That's not for
yes,
now.
one thing at a time. Yeah.
It's hard to do though, especially
It is.
I found that I really needed to kind of put any kind of content creation on the back burner because that it's a big it's a lot of energy and a lot of creativity, and that same energy is what I need to use to study. So yeah, I can feel myself because we're like, we're wrapped up now. And now I'm like, okay, now I want to go really, really study something very like masculine and like content creation, business, like that kind of thing. Because I just, all of this,
You gotta
like,
mix it up.
Gotta mix it up. But then at the same time, I'm like, okay, but give yourself that space for the integration. Don't just go to something new, Okay, what's next? Anyway. Okay.
I don't even know how we got there, but here we are.
This is us in a nutshell, right? 15 minutes.
Listen, y'all, I'm just going to say that when me and Natasha host a retreat, there will be integration. There will be aftercare.
You best believe 100% that will be so important.
Yeah.
Support. Like, I will say something that I'm so blown away by this hypno cohort that I've done. Leo and his support guide, Yolanda, they both offer like free 30-minute chats, right? You can book a 30-minute chat with them to talk about anything, talk about hypno, a session, whatever. And someone said to Leo the other day, how long do we have to book those chats with you now that this is finishing up? And he was like, oh, a year. For the rest of the year, they'll be open. And I was like,
damn. That's what's up.
Excuse me? That's aftercare.
Yeah.
That is aftercare. Like, that is not just like, okay, out you go. Good luck.
Okay, bye. Yeah.
I really took something from that. I was like, wow, that made me feel so cared for and so looked after.
Yeah.
Taking notes.
Oh, I love that so much. My mentor's the same way. Like, to this day, if I'm going through something and she's like, yeah, just book a session. And I'm like, okay. And she's like, no, just schedule a time, just whatever. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you're wild. But I mean, that's how you know your mentors care about the work that they do and how and who they're teaching and how they teach, and knowing also the importance of my name is going on this person. And I need them to feel supported and confident stepping into this work,
Totally. Yeah. It's not about making a dollar amount. It's like, what kind of caliber of healer am I sending out with my knowledge that is representative of me?
Yeah. Yeah. That's honestly why I stopped teaching certifications, because some people wouldn't listen. I was like, oh no, I can't do this. I can't have you going out there with my stamp on your trainings when I'm giving really intentional advice of psychological safety, energetic respect and boundaries, things with clients and privacy and all these things. And if that can't be respected, then I was like, okay, I don't think teaching certifications is for me right now because it's a big responsibility.
Yeah. Huge.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I get it. Ultimately, people are going to do what they want, but
they will, but like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like there should be that respect as well if they're stepping into learning. They've chosen you. They want your wisdom. You are imparting that knowledge to them. Yeah, you can put your own twist on things and do what feels good for you. But yeah, that's a tricky one.
It is. Yeah.
I want to know the challenge that you're navigating right now.
Okay.
Give it to me.
All right. So present time, Bethany, where are we at today? So now that I'm back from Finland, I've got the clarity. I've had a lot of realizations while I was away. And I think the biggest one for me, there were a couple things, but and they kind of go together, but it was that like my why for why I have Bethany Heals changed a lot from when I first started my work. And I remember last year, I was doing this little poetry workshop and I wrote this big sky vision of my dream life. I think I read it to you probably. And if not, I will. But anyways, I wrote this big sky vision of my dream life all the way up until the day I died. And it was just like a really emotional piece. And I kind of just like left it and saved it in a place and just like didn't look at it again. And as I was in Finland and I was just like going throughout each day, I would like wake up, like, what does Bethany want to do? I'd meditate, I'd work out, or I'd ride a bike, or I'd dance, or go outside, and I'd journal, and I just have a full day of whatever I want to do, you know? And I remember one day it kind of just clicked where I was like, oh my gosh, this makes so much sense. I remember feeling over the past years so much resistance with my business, questioning, is this what I should continue doing? I don't even know if I want to keep doing this anymore. And I realize it's because what fueled my passion and my motivation for my work 5 years ago is completely different from who I am today. And so I think the biggest challenge that I'm facing now is like, okay, I have the new vision, which is very exciting. I have my fuel and my fire back, which is feeling great. But now it's like, okay, now what does this look like in my business? How am I showing up today? Because before it was a lot more, my expression was a lot more personal stories and experiences and not so much as leading with all of the experience that I have with my work, which is a lot. So I'm in a space where I'm like, okay, what does Bethany today want to share with the world? How does she want to show up and how does she want to lead? Because I feel like with all of the offerings that I've made over the years, they've always had these really huge, amazing outcomes for my clients, but I've never really shared that part of my work. Right? I've shared a lot about myself, but not actually about what I do or how it actually helps people in huge ways. And that is the work. And that's where my skill set is. That's where my strengths are. That's where my magic is. So I think it's more of allowing myself to be seen from a more authoritative space and not so much from a relating space, which is just as important. But I feel like I've done enough of that and I'm ready to step into this different side of myself, you know?
It's so exciting, everything that you just said. I'm like, where's the challenge here? I just want to celebrate you. That just like, yes. All I want to say is yes, as you should, because you don't need to work to have people relate to you. You're extremely grounded, down to earth, funny, charismatic, charming, kind, nurturing, like all of that. It is so easily seen. You can't hide that. Even if you tried, it will come out naturally. But hearing you say that you're feeling ready to step into that authority and ownership of your talents and your skills and the impact that you actually create in the world, that made me so happy and just excited for you, because that, and on a very like, you know, I know this is only a small part of it, but I am so excited to see that come through in your content.
Yeah. I think that thank you. By the way, I love you. That was beautiful. I was just thinking about how I'm your perfect client for what your business is shifting into.
So funny.
I'm like, yeah, no wonder you don't see it as a challenge because you're my solution.
Oh my God, that's so funny. So I'm like, where's the issue here? Where's the if? I'm like, yeah, now do the thing.
Yeah.
That is so funny. Oh, thank you for clocking that. Continue on.
Yes. So that's my current challenge that I'm that I'm moving through is just like, okay, what does this look like now? What's next? And I think allowing my offers to reflect that part of me as well. For example, Echoes of Self, my 4-week ritual space that I created, I realized that the work that I do is actually more action oriented, right?
Mhm.
It's getting you from point A to point B. Like, okay, what do we need to do to make this shift? What's happening? Echoes of Self, I feel, is more of an integration piece of like,
Mhm.
okay, now that we've done the movement, whether it's Elixir or my sessions, let's step into Echoes and recalibrate, and let's be able to integrate everything throughout your day-to-day life. And so I feel like I've been presenting backwards,
That
right?
makes so much sense. But I mean, like, yes to everything that you just said. And also, it doesn't have to be linear. Like, these things are
No,
like,
not at all.
'cause now
Yeah.
you've got all the pieces and you're like,
Mm,
okay, cool. How good. I
yep.
can see the clear client journey, the flow of what
Yeah.
actually makes sense. Fire, activation, results, integration,
Yep.
that's
Yep.
beautiful. And how
Yeah.
incredible that you have a skill set that allows you to offer all of those things to someone.
Whoa! That's wild.
That is wild. A lot of people don't. A lot of people have one piece and then you have to go to someone else to get the next piece, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's really cool.
Yeah. Like the thread, the journey. And then I'm like, hey, bye. Have fun out in the world. Live your life.
Fly
Anyways,
free.
yes. So what's been coming up for you lately? What's one challenge that you've been moving through?
I mean, going to Australia, there was a lot of duality because it's time with family and parents, and coming back to a place where you've gone away, you've changed so much on an internal level. You feel like such a different person. And then coming back somewhere, and also it's just a weird feeling. I think I saw my absolute best friends in the entire world. That was amazing. But also it's very odd to be back in a small town where everyone, it's like Groundhog Day. Like everyone just does the same
Mm,
thing. Everyone goes out to a nice restaurant on the weekend, has some drinks, and then they go back to their 9 to 5 government job. Like it's just, I really noticed a lack of, I mean, obviously I'm from a small town in Australia, like a small coastal town, and there's a real lack of culture. Yeah, just, but this is all in comparison to Toronto, right?
yeah.
And I went back when Fringe Festival is on, which is like a really cool time in Adelaide. And there is a lot of culture that happens. There's a lot of art, there's a lot of cabaret, there's a lot of theater. It's really cool. But it felt so small and weird. And yeah, I don't feel that I can be like, oh yeah, I had a great time. I had a mixed bag of a time. It's also
Yeah.
weird, parents getting older, just noticing the change in them, the aging, because I don't see them so consistently. It's
Yeah.
confronting. But yeah, I think the thing that I'm navigating right now is that some of my family have expressed having a hard time with my content. I think because there's an expectation that I will post content in the same way that someone who's not a business owner would. So like get home, post all my highlights from my thing and be like, I had the best time, and not speak to any struggle.
Oh,
And so it's kind of navigating people taking things personally when, because I didn't just come home and say that was the best, here's all the highlights, everything was amazing, but also just feeling a little misunderstood by my parents and recognizing that that's traced way back to like teenage years. And even before
mm,
that, I really needed to receive hypnosis yesterday, and I did, thank God. And I cried a lot
mm,
and did beautiful inner child healing. But yeah, I think I'm at a time in my life where I'm like, wow, I can see very clearly the reality of my relationship with my parents, not the rose colored glasses version, not
yeah.
the protective of them version. And yeah, it's just the one thing that I'm really navigating is that I obviously, something that's very, very important to me is the fact that the patriarchy is the system that we all
Hmm.
exist in, and it harms men and women, but specifically it harms women. And the femicide rate in Australia is so alarming. just the treatment of women and the rise in that traditional man archetype, the manosphere, all of those things make me feel very strongly about speaking out against that. And yeah, I think my dad has a fear that he feels that if I speak out about those things, I will be perceived as misandrist, however you pronounce that. And yeah, I've just been navigating that because it's making me go, do I block my parents from my Instagram? Because I noticed that I started having a hard time showing up a little bit.
Yeah. Because now you're trying to filter.
And I'm like, I don't want to do that. Something that is so important for me is that I show up and I'm very loud and very visible and very seen and very vocal about these specific issues, decentering men, stepping into your power as a woman, taking up more space, not deferring to men and understanding the patriarchy and how it affects you and how you can rise up against it. So yeah, it's just I'm in a interesting place. I'm kind of like,
where do I go from here with them?
Because I could set a boundary and I could block them and let them know, but then I would have to deal with their reactions that I'm not very interested in. The other option is that I just start to show up how I actually want to show up, which I did. I posted like my first piece of content in a minute yesterday after my hypno session. That's why hypno is so magic. Thank you. And so I can just continue to do that. And if they have an issue with it, then take action. I don't know. It's a weird place to be, honestly. It is weird to be a business owner and to be a content creator and to want to create content that is speaking to the people that you want to help and that you want to heal, and you want your content to find them so that they feel less alone and they feel like they could find some answers, find some power, become the authority in their life again. And it's not for your friends and family. It's not.
Yeah, it's not.
But it is a weird
say the same
thing.
exact thing. Yeah. And these aren't just pillars of your business and your work. These are values and beliefs that are pillars within you as an individual, as a person. And so separating the two isn't a thing in this case. And I was going to say, ultimately, our social media, those platforms aren't for our family and friends. They're for our people to find us and to, again, not feel alone, to find a connection. That's the only way that we're going to be able to do the work that we're here to do. And just from personal experience, my mom is extremely religious. I grew up in a very religious household. I was in private school for many years, the whole shebang. And she's still very religious. She's like on the church board. She goes to church a couple times a week, yada, yada, yada. We love mom. She's absolutely amazing. Does she approve of my work? No. But she supports me because she knows that it makes me happy, you know? And so does she still send me Bible verses every week? Yes. And like all these little things here and there, that's just who she is. But ultimately, I've just stood my ground on, this is my business. This is my work. This is what I do. It's what makes me happy. And so this is what I'm going to follow. And I think ultimately, regardless of how our parents feel about our choices, they just want us to be happy. And I think that which it sounds like you're kind of leaning that way already, of choosing to just keep posting and keep showing up as you're meant to, it's kind of setting that boundary without saying it, if that makes sense, And it's like, this is what it is. Like, let's just keep it pushing, guys. Okay. Like, you know. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think that, it's really interesting. A really strong message that came through in Hypno yesterday was like, your parents can accept you without completely understanding you. Those two things don't need to be mutually exclusive. One gets to exist without the other. So there's a lot of stuff going on right now. I can feel it. A lot of activation, a lot of like waking up and being awake between 1 and 3, a lot of crying.
It's popping off right now.
There is, Can you feel it?
Whew, yes, astrologically. I was going to say, what house is Pisces for you?
It depends if we're whole sign or tropical, but
Placidus.
yes, Placidus.
Hmm.
So me in the Chani chart, it's the ninth
Hmm.
house.
Okay.
But I think she uses whole,
Yeah.
and so it's either eighth or ninth, depending on
Eighth or
what
ninth.
style.
I was just thinking about how Neptune just left Pisces and moved into Aries, and how you were saying you were having a lot more clarity now around this. And I was thinking about how that shift of like the rose colored glasses moved from Pisces into Aries, and what house Pisces was for you, and ninth and eighth house, right? Which is our spiritual beliefs, our philosophy on life, our mindset, our education, as well as with the eighth house, it's like our shared resources with others and those
Yep.
relationships with others in that way. And there was this rose colored glasses around this space, and now that it's shifted, this clarity is here, and it's like, oh dang,
Then you have to
okay,
do
I
it.
see you guys now. Yeah, yeah. And I was just thinking from an astrological standpoint, like, what's going on
That
over
is
there?
fascinating. That is so
Yeah.
interesting. I also think that's really interesting about your mom. So when you started doing this work, like what was her reaction like?
Um, so I think she sees it more as me doing like meditation, leading meditation, because I do intuitive healing meditations and stuff like that. But like the energy work aspect of it, I think she's like, I don't know. And I'm talking about past lives and stuff. And so she's just like, I don't really understand. I remember I bought her an oracle deck once, and I think she threw it away. I tried so hard. It was even an angel's oracle deck. I was like, come on, come on. But she's such a tender, loving person that even if it's something that she's not okay or comfortable with, she's not confrontational at all. Like she'll say
What?
her piece of, oh, I don't know about this, or like, okay, well, I'm gonna pray on it, blah, blah, blah. But she's not gonna be like, you need to stop this right now. You know what I mean?
Right. She
Yeah.
doesn't. And what's her sign?
So we don't know her birth time.
Okay.
I've tried to play around with it a little bit. We're still working on it, but she's a Virgo sun.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. I think my dad being an Aries, he does not have that nice, like, oh, I don't really know. It's
Mm-mm.
more like, I don't understand and I'm furious about it,
Yeah. And
is
he's
what
got
I
a lot
met
of
with.
planets stacked in there right now. He's got like 6 planets in there right now.
A
So
lot
he's
going
like
on.
charged up. I would honestly just stay away until some of these planets move.
Yes. Yes.
He's got a lot of
Yes.
compounded energy
So
in Aries right now.
it's a lot going on. I know, right? So, I mean, that's what I'm kind of moving through. I guess I'm really excited to have figured out that driving force beneath wanting to work with people through hypnotherapy is really about helping women be seen in their businesses, in their life, in their work, in their career, in their relationships, just take up space really unapologetically. And also,
Yeah.
like, a little niche of that is helping people that have businesses, that have our service providers that just don't know how to make content and don't know what they're
Yeah.
doing. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, let's work through some of that stuff, and I can do the
Yeah.
practical and I can do the healing. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm super excited.
Yeah.
But much like you, what you were saying before, I don't really know exactly what it looks like yet.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
going to be a restructuring.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It'll be fun to just like watch you play around with it as you go, and just kind of see what sticks, and just like, okay, I'm gonna lean into this a little bit more. Like, okay, no, I hated that.
Yeah. Okay, that was terrible. I don't want to do that actually at all. No, thank you. The one thing that will stay for sure is my monthly group hypnos. I just love them so much. They're so fun. So
Uh,
that they will
wait,
continue.
I
Yes.
did in week 2 of Finland. That was my hardest week, by the way. That one I was a wreck, because the first week I got there, I had slept like almost 10 hours 2 nights in a row. I was just wiped. I've
Holy
never
shit.
slept that much in my life. So week 2, I'm like, okay, I'm here.
Here I am.
I'm resting. I'm in my space, and then all of the emotions just
Of
floodgate of
course.
the past year. maybe longer. I was just processing everything that I hadn't in so long. And I just remember on the last day where I was coming out of the thick of it, the night before, I did your cord cutting
I love
replay
that.
from your monthly workshop. And that was the tying of the bow, where it's like, whew, I did a lot of work. And this is my closure for me. It was a closure gift. And I just love it because cord cutting can sound so aggressive and intense. And I'm never going to see this person again. And it's like, whoa, I get it. It sounds really intense. But the way that you delivered it in your hypno was so gentle and loving and just acknowledging
Totally.
what it was, how it affected you, and what you're letting go. And it was just so clean, and I loved it so much. So I love that you brought that up because you were there in Finland with me.
Snip, snip. Bye. Yes, exactly. Okay. I love hearing that. That makes me so happy. I'm still like noodling on what this month's theme is going to be, but I think something fiery and activating, obviously, because it's
Yeah.
Aries season. But yeah. Thank you, Bethany. I really received that. I love doing them. They're so fun. They're so fun.
It's such a great time. I love it so much.
Yeah.
I know. I'm like thinking, so you have your monthly workshop coming up. I have one coming up on Friday, but that'll be after this episode releases, which I'm really excited about because it was something that was inspired by another experience in Finland. What the heck?
Yes.
But I created this little workshop while I was in Finland for everyone. And I was like, I want to do that here. So I'm going to do that this Friday for the Aries new moon. And I think I'm going to kind of tap into that because I love teaching about it and giving the information of the astrology, but it's like, okay, now let's do some real work with it. Let's
Totally.
get in there. You know, we're not just going to talk about it and you leave with some details. I want to get into the nitty gritty. So I think I'm going to start incorporating that into something that's just more accessible and monthly and something that everybody can do too. So, you know,
I love
do
that.
your hypno, and then integrate, do some energy work with me. You're good to go for
Yes.
the month.
Yes, exactly.
I love this. I love this so much.
That's such a good idea. Love it. Love it.
So anything else that you want to share before we close for our monthly Sunday service? It's so nice to be back.
I was thinking that, honestly. I was like, the only thing I really want to share is just like, oh my God, I miss this. It's so fun. And I love you. And I'm happy that you're home. And I'm so glad that you had that experience. You so deserved it. And now, like, let's fucking go.
I know. It's game time. No
Game
more
time.
dilly-dallying around, okay?
No, not
We
at
got
all.
things to do. Gosh. Well, love you so much. We will see y'all next month for our Sunday service series special. Wow, that was a mouthful.
Sunday service is very
And I would
special.
love to hear, I would love to hear in the comments, maybe something that you're moving through right now. Let's build community. Let's talk about it. I would love to see everybody else's wisdom and shares and insights that they have too. So share it in the comments. Be sure to like, follow, subscribe with me and Natasha with Life.ing. And we'll catch you in the next episode.
Love you guys.